So this is the last video in this long series that I have loved doing with you so much in my Creating Purpose series. And I'm a little sad that this is the last one in this series, but you guys have really shown up for me, and I can't tell you how much I just love you. I have fallen in love with this community even more through this series. So this is the last video, but before that, just wanted to explain the difference between inspire and motivation, because my whole why is to inspire people to thrive emotionally and relationally. And I use the word inspire specifically because there is a difference between inspiration and motivation. And the difference is, by definition, is that inspiration is to help change the belief system from the inside out. Motivation is to change from the outside in. I want to help people learn and understand truth so that they're changing the way that they believe from the inside, and it starts to come outward. So I'm here to inspire you to have a wellness emotionally and wellness in your relationships. And so that's why I do these series, any of the series, but specifically what was driving me to do this one. So hang in there with me. We're going to jump right into creating purpose and connection and intention. We have been, if you've been with me, you know that we started with a small circle with ourself in the middle, and then we went to the next circle, which was, we talked about how we can live and create purpose in our closest relationship with our partner, and then we expanded to the next circle out, which is our children, and then we went to our close family and friends, our inner circle, and how we do that. And then we talked about work, which was last week, and then here we are on the very outside realm of our world, and we're going to talk about how do we create purpose, connection, and attention in the outside world. So the places we go and the people we encounter, how do we do that? But so I've been specifically honing in on how we do it on a daily basis, and today we're going to do it. I'm going to talk about how we create purpose, a life purpose, because that's the one that gets everybody a little bit hung up. I think daily we're starting to connect the dots and understand how that works. But this overall life purpose, we hear so much about finding life purpose. And if you've been watching, I've made the mistake of using that phrase, and I don't mean it. But if you've been watching, I don't believe in finding purpose. I believe that purpose is created and we do. So how do we do life purpose? And life purpose, if you've been watching, I've said, is timeless. It's timeless. It is, you can have a life purpose at 22 and still have the same one at 82. You can have a life purpose while you're a college student and still have it after you've retired. It is timeless. It follows you in whatever stage or state or journey that you're on. But how do we create that? That is the question that so many of you have brought to the surface. How do we create that? A lot of you have said, how do we find it? We don't find it, we create it. So I want to give you a way to help you get connected to what is yours. And I believe with my whole heart, you were created for purpose. So it's this. I want to give you two questions that I want you to really wrestle with and come up with some answers. It can be several answers, it can be one answer, but two questions. And number one, here it is. What inspires you? What excites you? What really gets everything going and you're just, that's inspiring to me, that's exciting. What inspires, what excites you? That's question number one. Question number two is, what breaks your heart? What breaks your heart? Start with these two questions. Intentionally connect to these answers. Wrestle with them. Maybe you'll get the answers right away. Maybe it'll take you a couple of weeks, but keep coming back to these answers, and you can have an answer and cross it out. That's fine. Wrestle and connect with the answers to these two questions, and that will start you on your journey of connecting to what's a life purpose for me. I want to be very clear to caution you that life purpose doesn't have to be some big grand thing like I want clean water for every country in the continent of Africa. Absolutely, we want that. But that may not be your life purpose. Yours also may not be really small, something tiny, which I can't even think of off the top of my head. Your size is yours. It does not matter, and don't compare. Do not compare to anyone else's. I want to share an example with you of someone who I was inspired by when we lived in a little city up north. And to me, it's little and big and all of the sizes all at once. And it's just to give you an example of somebody who lived out life purpose as she was as a young married, as she had children, as her children are grown. It's just this life purpose that I've seen her live out in big and small ways. I'm going to use her initials, JK, and she lives in a city. And she has a love for the earth, and she has a love for beautiful things, and she has a love for growing things and making things pretty, and she's artistic. And I watched her transform almost her entire city block into something gorgeous and beautiful, just constantly over time, taking things and planning it and saying it can grow here. I remember one day saying her doing some planting, and JK was like, "Oh, I have three little flower things." You can tell I don't have a green thumb. And she said, "You know what? The stop sign down the street has nothing. I'm going to go plant them near the stop sign." And I remember thinking, she spreads her beauty wherever she goes, and she's taught children and she's taught other people how to plant things in a city and watch them grow and become beautiful. And it has always been inspiring to me because she literally has changed it, I think, and I'm not sure, it's been a while, but when I was last there, almost an entire city block, y'all, and has helped with city gardens and getting children to learn how to grow things. I mean, it's absolutely inspiring because she just simply lived out that quote you've heard people say, bloom where you're planted. To me, she's the essence of somebody who bloomed where she's planting, and she continues to do that. That's her life purpose, is to take care of the earth and bring beauty wherever she is. You can find your life purpose and you can bring it to anybody and to wherever you go. That's how I want to inspire you. That's how I want to encourage you. Start small and do it because you love it. Do it because it brings life to you. Not just because you like it, but do it because it just, when you're doing it, you like who you are when you're doing it. Really, give it all of you. Give it your full attention. Don't do it for money or to be known for it. Do it because you like who you are when you're doing it. This is how you create and you do purpose. I don't want to let this series go, but guys, I'm going to be here Thursday night at 7:30, and we're going to talk about all the things with creating purpose. So bring your questions. I have actually really enjoyed the Facebook Live, so join in. See you 7:30 on Thursday night. Oh, guess what? Ask Jack, those videos are dropping this week. If you're still with me, I hope you hear this. Ask Jack videos start dropping this week. See you soon, guys.